You wish you could clone yourself right about now, don't you?
Everything I know about being visionary, I know because I'm blind. I am totally blind in my right eye. I have 2400 vision in my left eye, which basically means that's bad. I don't have depth perception. I can't see to drive in the day or the night.
Lucky for you.
I know. I can read print. I read very close to the print, and I'm very close to the computer screen. So when you share this video on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, share it in large print or full screen or something. You know, I think it's funny because at TED you have 18 minutes to talk, so they've decided to give me a hand signal when we're done, which is a good idea.
I think you brought your stunt double. I can tell you.
Yes, yes, that's what happened.
I can tell. I'm good at telling you when to be quiet.
Yes, okay, so you tell me.
Actually, I'm not Andrea's stunt double. My name is Allie. We are identical twins, and we love being twins. We consider that to be a gift. We consider our life to be a gift. We were born nearly 3 months premature, and the doctor said we would not make it through the night because back then, nearly 4 decades ago, 2-pound preemies did not survive the night. So they read us our last rites, and they waited, and waited, and waited. So clearly the doctors were wrong, or it's been a very, very long night.
It's been a long night, but I'll tell you, it's been a good journey.
It has.
For us, and it's been an incredible process. We have survived the premature birth. We've dealt with the blindness and the poverty and the rejection and the failure and the cancer.
Sure, Andrea, but yes, it's been that kind of journey, it's been that kind of adversity, but all really in the name of experiencing some incredible victories. You know, we were world champion and all-American athletes. We were both cheerleaders at the University of Texas. And between the two of us, I'll say we were award-winning international entrepreneurs and TV spokesperson and author and speaker and cancer survivor, and certainly our favorite victory of them all, we are both moms.
I have no idea how any of that happened, actually. But here's what I know. Growing up as a blind person, side by side with my fully sighted identical twin, created a perfect storm. A storm in which I could have thrived as I learned to overcome my disability, or I could have just simply crumbled under the adversity. And what's great about this is that every day I wake up and I have a choice. I can choose to live as a blind woman with my eyes closed, or I can choose to be visionary. It's our contention that every person who breathes air has that exact same choice. You can wake up and be blind and walk around eyes closed, run into a few things, or you can wake up and choose to be visionary.
That's true, Andrea, and when we're talking about being visionary, we're not talking about this fluffy thing, this unattainable or unreachable thing, right? Being visionary it's not a description, it is an action. And if you do it right, if you do it well, it will absolutely transform your life. It will transform the lives of those around you. You see, being visionary is all about faithfully walking into what you cannot yet see. Being visionary is about purposefully building your legacy before it even exists. When Andrea was 17, she had the opportunity to learn how to snow ski. So I gotta tell you, remember now, Andrea can see color. She sees color, uses color in large part, the contrast, dark against light, certainly, to navigate her room so she doesn't run into things, allegedly. And so you can imagine at 17 years old, if she decides to throw herself into this environment where everything is white, that's probably a bad idea because the contrast goes away. Right? So all I can think of at 17 years old is, Andrea, you're trying to go snow skiing, and I have one thing to say about that. Truthfully and authentically and as on purpose as I can be, that is a stupid sport for you.
It's not stupid, it's brave.
Okay.
I tell you what, I learned to ski at Winter Park, Colorado, at the National Sports Center for the Disabled. Phenomenal organization, by the way. And it was awesome. I was 17. I'd saved my allowance. I had a really cute coat, and they hooked me up with a darling ski instructor. And he's going to ski behind me so I don't fly off a cliff or something.
Andrea, allegedly, listen, let me tell you, this guy skiing behind you, that was the same darling ski instructor that gave you and made you wear that bright orange ski vest.
Over my cute coat, I know.
Yeah, and y'all need to know that thing on the front and the back in giant letters. You know what that thing said? It said, blind skier. Yes.
It was so people would watch out for me. That's how it works. So I, of course, reluctantly put on this big orange blind skier bib, and I go out on the slopes, and I have an absolute blast. And I tell you what, I got to the end of that day, and I had decided for sure, I'm moving to Colorado. This is incredible. I'm going to ski every day. I was in love with my ski instructor. And so I decide at the bottom of this last run to soak up some of the moment, if you will, and it's quiet, and I feel the serenity, and it's super perfect. And out of nowhere, I hear, right, boom! I had just been hit by a very large, twice my size, rude, fast-moving skier. And here's me flying through the air, upside down, ski in my ear. I'm not sure if it's mine or his, but I'm mad. I didn't even hit the snow yet, and I'm mad because I had to wear that stupid blind skier bib for nothing. I mean, really? So I peel my face out of the snow, and I turn around, and I see the person that hit me was another blind skier. What are the odds of this? What is your problem? Did you not hear me standing there? Really?
So I know.
I know.
We all stand here and we laugh at that. We think that's funny, but here's the catch.
It is funny.
It is funny, but here's the catch. We're all blind skiers. You see, we get going in life, and at 150 miles an hour, we're flying down this mountain of life, and we forget to listen to the people who are higher on the mountain. You see, the blind skier skis with the ski guide behind them, so they can give verbal cues, right, left, left. And they ski behind, the guide skis behind that skier because they have a better perspective, a big picture perspective.
Allie, the skier's blind. Of course they're going to have a better perspective.
Okay, yeah. So let me rephrase that. Even for fully sighted people, we all have someone in our life who is higher on a mountain, who's been there, who has that big picture perspective, who gets it, who can see what we cannot yet see. And maybe for you that's God. Maybe for you that's family or a coach or a mentor or a boss or a friend. But whoever it is someone in your life right now.
Well, and here's the thing. When the person of authority is in your life and you're trying to figure this out, you need to know a few things. Number one, you need to be able to discern the integrity of the authority. And number two, you need to know that they're operating in your best interest. If you don't have those two things in place, there's an issue. Because if you're working with someone who has great authority and wisdom in the area that we're talking about, but they're not operating in your best interest, guess what? You just open the door for manipulation. If you're going the other way and you're operating with someone who really loves you and really understands your why and understands the reason that you do what you do, but they don't yet have the authority and the wisdom, as much as they love you, you're opening the door for the possibility of bad advice. How many of you know who that person is?
Don't
say
name
it out loud. I tell you what, once you know that person in your life, or the higher on the mountain person has that piece in place, then you have to decide to listen. And I'll tell you, the blind people in your life, how many of you have at least one right now? I'll be your friend, don't worry. The blind people will tell you that when it comes to the times where you have to navigate and it gets to the really tricky part, that's when you have to listen the most.
That's so true. And once you've done those two things, you've gone through the process of discerning the integrity of the authority, you understand that that wisdom is of sound advice. And you know that that is, you've made the choice to listen. Then it becomes your job and your responsibility to act on that wisdom and on that guidance, right? So when your person higher on the mountain in your life says, right, don't go left, or you're going to run into another problem.
You run into a blind skier, probably.
That's true too.
But let's keep talking, because we're talking about being visionary. We're talking about going where you cannot yet see. I'll tell you a story. When Allie was 17 and a half months pregnant with her second child.
Oh, yeah.
I know. She wanted some yogurt one night. It's 10:30 at night. So she gets her big pregnant belly and goes to the local grocery store called H-E-B. And she says, I'm going to have some yogurt. In the yogurt aisle, with her daughter in the cart, someone taps her on the shoulder and says, excuse me, miss, we're looking for real people to be in our commercial. Would you like to audition? I know. She's looking for the hidden camera. It's not there, so she goes to the macaroni aisle and auditions for a commercial. Not only does she get the part, her 2-year-old daughter gets the part, and 6 months later, she has a 6-figure TV contract to be the spokesperson for H-E-B grocery stores. What?
That was some very good yogurt.
Yes! I have to pay to go to the grocery store.
It was, but here's the thing, being visionary is a choice. Clearly, I could have made the choice to see that it was absolutely asinine that this very pregnant woman was auditioning for a commercial in the yogurt aisle of a grocery store at 10:30 at night. Yeah, I could have seen that. Definitely could have seen that. Or I could have made the choice to just be open to the possibilities. Are you open to the possibilities in your life? Open to the possibilities of all the crazy good that just might come out of today. Because being open to the possibility means you're also willing to be vulnerable. You're willing to fall down, feel a little silly in the yogurt aisle, right? You're willing to open yourself to the possibility of messing up and maybe even failing. Because that just might happen. And sometimes the most trying times in our lives, sometimes those are the times, you know, if you feel like you have just seen the ultimate failure and hit the brick wall of all brick walls, those are the times where you have to choose to be visionary and be open to those possibilities. That is exactly what happened to Andrea when she was 27 and pregnant with her first child. She was experiencing complications and had preterm labor and a pain in her side, and none of the doctors who were working her case could figure it out. Until 5 weeks postpartum, they figured out the obvious. She had kidney stones in her right kidney and a lemon-sized tumor in her left kidney. So I'll fast forward a little bit and tell you that when Andrea woke up from that surgery to biopsy that tumor, she was cut in half, literally, like in the shape of a rainbow. So with tubes coming out from everywhere and literally staples all across her body, one kidney lighter, she woke up. And she woke up to the words, "It's cancer." And I do want to remind you that being visionary is about purposefully creating your legacy before it even exists. And there aren't a whole lot of things that will focus your legacy more than waking up at about 27 years old, cut in half, one kidney lighter, a doctor telling you you have cancer, and a 5-week-old baby. So I don't know about you, but I think for me, this might have been when I kind of threw my pity party. I mean, I would have thrown out invitations for that one. right? It would have said, why me? I mean, really, weren't all of these other obstacles enough? Wasn't this whole blind thing enough? This poverty thing, all of these things that I've been through, give me a break. Maybe that might be what I said. That is not what Andrea said, not at all. When Andrea woke up to the words, it's cancer, she said, those doctors saved my life.
I don't remember saying that. But I know that when you have anesthesia, you say some crazy stuff. But what you also might say is what you feel at your core. And who you really are comes out. And I'm so grateful to know that at my core, I knew that day what that really meant. And those doctors really did save my life. A few weeks after the surgery, someone pointed out to me, they saw the incision in my abdomen and said, that's really sad. You've been through this horrible situation and it's terrible and you had cancer and you didn't get it the way you wanted it to be when you had the baby and it's all terrible. And now you have a sad face on your stomach. And I thought about that for a second, and I thought about all the things that I had been through and all the things that my family had been through just to survive. And I said, you know what? You're looking at it wrong. When I look at it, it's a happy face. It's about perspective. And when you're facing the adversity, even the life and death adversity, it matters how you choose to see it.
So again, Andrea, if I can just jump in because we have 1 minute, I just want to remind you that, you know, every day you wake up and you have a choice. You have a choice. You can wake up and live your life blindly. You can run your business and live your life with your eyes closed and kind of hope that your legacy turns out in a way that you hope is okay. Or you can close your eyes or open your eyes rather and live on purpose with your eyes wide open and create the incredible legacy that it was meant to be. So ask yourself every day, what do I want my life to look like? But even more importantly, what do I want this world to look like? Because I chose to be visionary on purpose in my life.
That's right, and this is why the why is important. This is why it's important to walk where you cannot yet see.
Yes, and it's about not being so busy trying to survive that you forget to live.
And it's about understanding your circumstances don't matter as much as it does how are you looking at it.
Absolutely, and really it's not about seeing all of the right steps in the right order all the time. It's about having real vision simply for what matters.
And it's about understanding that no matter your circumstances, you can never underestimate the impact you can have on others.
Yes, and this is where you change the world. The time to be visionary is now. Open your eyes.